Hey everyone, and welcome back. Now today I want to provide you with a quick video on how to trade leverage. I know there's a lot of people out there who don't like leverage and they stay away from it like the plague. And to that I would say totally fair. If you don't want to trade leverage, that's totally fine. I think you should do what you're comfortable with, but I do know that there are some people who are interested. And my whole kind of philosophy here is if you're interested in learning, you should at least do it safely and smartly rather than getting yourself wrecked because you're just not familiar on how to do it. Because I will say, I won't sugarcoat it at all. Leverage trading can be unbelievably risky. And so you really, really have to understand what you're doing in order to not wreck yourself, right? But on the other hand, I do think leverage does get maybe kind of a little bit worse reputation than maybe what some people want to admit, just because if you think about playing leverage, if you're doing it somewhat responsibly, you can kind of think about it similarly to buying real estate, right? Obviously, crypto is far more volatile than real estate, which is, I think, kind of where the additional risk comes in. But you can also buy stocks on margin too, right? There's a lot of these financial instruments available. I would say in real estate is probably kind of the most generally accepted one is that's not a bad thing at all. But if you look at real estate and you put, 10% down on a house or 20% down or whatever, you're essentially buying that house or that piece of property or investment, being a better example, you're buying that on leverage, right? If you buy a $1 million house and it goes to $2 million and you put 10% down, and then you sell it, you essentially are buying that house on 10x leverage, right? Because you put $100,000 down, the price of the property doubles, you sell it for $2 million. What do you put in your pocket? $1.1 million, right? I mean, that's kind of the definition of leverage, and that would be essentially playing 10x leverage at that type of perspective. And so I think there is a way that leverage can make sense for the right person. You just have to be incredibly careful. I mean, top blasting 100x long on Bitcoin at 100K after we've just broken all-time highs, stupid idea. Objectively stupid idea, if you ask me. Again, not financial advice. You need to make your own decisions and do all that type of stuff. But in my opinion, I would never do that because that is dumb. But there are people that do it and there are people that get wrecked. And those are the people that I'm hoping that this type of video will kind of help out with. So anyway, moving on, I wanted to kind of take a look at this website that is actually pretty neat. I've messed around with it a little bit. They've got a lot of really great resources here, not only just for crypto, but for Forex, for stocks. I mean, you can see a lot of different things. There's a lot of really detailed information here that I think is really, really great. They also have calculators here to kind of help you understand some of these things. And so obviously the one I'm looking at currently is the leverage calculator. This is the one that I wanted to I want to mess around with these three types of things. The leverage profit is the one we'll spend the most time on, but I just want to kind of give you how leverage is calculated, the margin calculator. This is all kind of the same formula, right? They're just kind of showing it different ways. And so looking at leverage calculator, I think the first question might be, okay, well what is leverage and kind of how does it work, right? And so leverage is very simply kind of like in my real estate or my real estate example, it's just simply how much do you have in the trade cash and how much are you trading? I mean, that's essentially all it is. And so, for example, if we were to say, we've got a $1,000 position size and the margin requirement, so this is essentially what you're trading, and then this is how much you have, let's say $100, then you're essentially trading 10x because you are using $100 to trade 1,000. And so obviously that's 10x. Now, if we look at the margin calculator, again, these are all kind of the same formula, but kind of chopped different ways. And so I'm going to show all three of them just in case something makes more sense to different people. I know people learn in all sorts of different ways. And so what we can see here is very same type of thing. Position size, okay, this is again what we're trading, not the amount of money that we're putting in. This is going to give us how much money we've put in. But let's say we want to trade $10,000. Again, trying to make all this really easy math. Let's say we want to trade 5x, right? Well, then you need $2,000 because you're essentially multiplying your $2,000 5 times, and that's how you're trading 10,000. So hopefully kind of the basics here of how leverage works makes sense. Now we're going to get into the leverage profit calculator, because this is kind of like the meat of it. Also, but before we did that, I did want to let you guys know, is like, if you guys are looking for a place to trade, you can use BTCC. I have partnered with them for the month, up to 10% bonus on first time deposits. So if you are looking to trade and kind of get set up, and again, this is not leverage, like you can trade spot and all that stuff as well if you'd like. They are doing that 10% bonus on those first time deposits, in addition to the already up to $10,055 per user that you can get when you sign up. Again, trusted for 13 years. I mean, basically been around longer than most of us. You can do up to 300 plus crypto futures, up to 500x leverage. We'll talk about here in a minute why that's nuts, and I would not recommend that, but I guess you could if you wanted. And then also no VPN or KYC necessary. So if you are interested, feel free to do that. But like I said, I mean, just make sure you're being careful, because the best way I would say is, if you do want to try trading leverage, just kind of dip your toes in, right? I mean, figure out an amount that's good for you. Maybe it's $100, maybe it's $50, maybe it's $1,000, maybe it's $10,000, right? Like whatever's like if you like, my kind of like, I guess the threshold for this type of decision is like, if I would go take this gambling, okay, I'll use it to trade leverage, right? But if I'm taking an amount gambling that I like, if I came back from it, let's reframe this, right? If I came back and I woke up the next morning and I was like looking at my wallet of like how much money I spent gambling, what amount that was gone would I feel comfortable with? That's kind of the amount that, like, in my opinion, you should be kind of trying it out just to make sure you don't wreck yourself. Because if you're going to be taking like, your mortgage or your house payment or something like that, you will wreck yourself and you will not be happy about it. So do not do that. I would say if you're wanting to try it out, just something very, very minimal and something that is basically completely immaterial to you is the best way to do it. Again, just my opinion. You can make your own decisions, but I would strongly encourage that. So now here I want to talk about kind of how leverage profit works. Again, very, very similar formula. We're just going to start putting some numbers to it. So let's say we're going to be trading Dogecoin, right? But Dogecoin's already at $1. So, we're going to enter a long trade on Dogecoin, and we're going to get out, like, let's say Dogecoin doubles. So we got in it at $1. We leave Dogecoin at $2. We've made our money. Let's say we had a margin. So basically, this is the money that we are putting down to trade on. So let's say we've got, let's say we put $100 into this, because why not? And then we're going to do, let's say 5x leverage, because we want to be like safe, make sure we don't get liquidated. I would say maybe depending on what market we're sitting in, 5 is even too high, but let's just say 5 for this example. And we can see that our profit would be $500 here, right? Because essentially we've taken $100, we've traded it on 5x leverage. So essentially we're trading $500 with our $100, and it's doubled in price. So instead of making $100, we're making $500, because we've essentially leveraged the money that we're using, hence leverage trading, right? So this is essentially kind of how that works. Now, here's where things get kind of scary, and this is where the leverage calculator doesn't necessarily kind of help with this. And so I'm going to explain this kind of a little bit more, just using like examples here. So let's stick with this example. We're entering at $1, we're going to exit at 2, and then we're going to be trading on 5x leverage. So we have $100 in a $500 trade. Now, essentially, I think it's going to be easier for people to understand if we think about this as like equity in your house. I know there were a lot of people who were like impacted by the financial crisis, and maybe even right now as rates have risen and house prices have kind of wobbled a little bit, I think people understand equity a little bit more, right? And so let's say you buy a $500,000 house, you have to put 20% down, so you put $100,000 into it, and let's say house prices go down, 25%. So your $500,000 house is now a $375,000 house. Well, technically you're underwater, right? I mean, you put $100,000 into it, you owe $400,000, but your house is now only worth $375,000. So if you were to sell your house today, you would actually have to pay the bank $25,000 because you're now underwater on your house. Well, leverage trading is not that simple, especially like when you're doing it in like a centralized marketplace, all that type of stuff. This is all automated, right? Like you can't just, as long as you keep paying your mortgage, stay in your house. Like the second you go underwater, boom, you're liquidated, right? So in this example that we were talking about before, we've got $100 in the trade. The price is at $1. We're hoping to exit at 2, of course, but we're trading with 5x leverage. So we essentially have $500 that we're trading, and now let's say price goes down 10%. Okay, well, what's 10% of $500? $450. Well, we owe 400, right? So we have 50 left. So that means even though price has only gone down 10%, we are down 50% on our position. And if price goes down 20%, we now have $400 worth of Dogecoin in the value that, again, the like lot that we're trading. We now have $400 in value, but we only were trading $100. And so we're essentially down $100, and we now are essentially break even on our trade in terms of like what we owe versus what we had in it. So at this point, the exchange is just going to liquidate you. They're going to close your trade. They're going to take your $100, and that's it. The trade's over. So this is where people can get wrecked because they don't understand the fact that like, oh, well, price only went down 20%, but my trade lost. Well, your trade lost because you essentially lost all the equity in your trade. That's why essentially like when you're making 5x on the upside, you don't really have much wiggle room on the downside. And this is why so many people get wrecked by leverage. And this is why so many people caution you to be very careful with leverage, is because if you don't understand that dynamic and you're like, oh yeah, I think Doge is going to $2 for sure. Like, yeah, it may go down to 50 cents, but like it's for sure going to $2. Okay, well, if it goes to 50 cents before it goes to $2, you're going to lose all your money. And that's as simple as that, right? It doesn't even have to go to 50 cents. It only has to go to 80 cents. And so this is where like if you go on 500x leverage, for example, prices only have to go down 0.2% for you to get liquidated, because that is, you're essentially trading. If you had $100, you would have 5 cents in the play. So the second your P&L goes down 5 cents, your trade's done, because that was the 500x you were playing on. I think I did that math right. Hopefully I did it off the top of my head. But like for easier math, let's just do 100x, right? On a 100x trade, if you're trading $100, that means you have $1 essentially like at stake here. And so if price goes down $1, you lose. And that's kind of like the risk here. And so generally, I will say I do trade 20, 30, 50, 100x sometimes, but I'm usually trading like $5 because I'm basically fully expecting that trade to get liquidated. But if I somehow, like, let's say I'm reading the chart and I think like this is the bottom, right? Well, if I time that bottom perfectly and it goes all the way back up, I'm going to be making 1,000%, 2,000%, 3,000%, whatever, right? But it's also incredibly high that my leverage gets liquidated. And so essentially that's why I do it that way, right? It's like, okay, yeah, I'm basically going to guarantee that I'm signing up to lose $5 with the possibility that I'm going to make like 100, let's say, right? Because even if like that would be a 20x, that would be a move on 100x, that would only be a move like 20% to the upside. So not a huge move, but again, like you have to time the bottom almost perfectly, which is why it's so dangerous. Now, if you do that, let's say 10% of the time, you're still going to be making money because you're essentially making 20x on 10% of your plays. That's still a good return. But this is what people don't understand, is because if you go in and you're putting 10 grand on 100x long, like the odds, unless like 10 grand is like literally nothing to you, the odds of you losing that 10 grand is, I would just call it almost certain, right? So if you're not basically prepared to lose that money, you should not be doing it. And frankly, like I would kind of say that for all leverage. I mean, there are certain points in the market where maybe you could kind of bend the rules a little bit. If we see Bitcoin come down 80% and you're like a long-term like Bitcoin bull and you think that this is probably maybe not like the Pico bottom, but like we're not going to see Bitcoin go down to 90% or something, right? Like from like a very macro scale, this is where Bitcoin bottoms. Maybe you take a 2x, maybe 3x, even still that's like a little, I don't know, because especially if you're going in with size, it's really, really easy to wreck yourself. And so, even if you take a 2x play at the bottom, price would have to go down another 50% for you to get liquidated. And while that is possible, again, we have to remember that anything can happen in the market, particularly the crypto market. It's probably unlikely, right? And so that's when you can maybe start to bend some of those rules a little bit. But again, like this is not at all financial advice, because you have to be very, very confident in what you're doing and you have to understand the risk. Because again, if you buy Bitcoin and Bitcoin goes down, like let's say you buy Bitcoin at 100 grand and Bitcoin goes down all the way to 1 penny. Well, if it goes back to $1 million, you're fine. As long as you didn't sell, like you only lose money when you sell, right? That's kind of like the old adage of like stock trading and things like that. You only lose money when you sell, which is true. That is not true in leverage trading, right? You can essentially not have the choice because you will have to, your position will basically just get liquidated. So hopefully that makes sense. If you guys have any other questions, you want me to maybe do a little bit more like advanced like leverage trading, things like that, please feel free. Let me know. Just drop a comment in the comment section. I'm not exactly sure how well this type of video will do. So your guys' comments and likes and all that type of stuff really actually will make a very big difference just in helping me gauge kind of like, are people wanting this type of information? So if you did and you found this information useful, please do give me a like. That's kind of mainly what I will use as kind of a metric for how good or how how interested people were in this video. If you want more, again, a comment would really help as well. So again, hopefully this was helpful. Again, make sure you're being very careful, but hopefully this is kind of a good, even if you never have any intentions on trading leverage, hopefully maybe this was at least like a good kind of little informative like video on how it is or like what it is, how it works, all that type of stuff. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one.